energy is feeling stronger to it. You dance around to be the clown, the way it's going through it.
Just thought I'd just play that for a bit to do that. Still like this song, nice one.
The way it's going through
it's actually the remix that's coming out on her compilation album in December, and we're starting to do that new sort of like guitars and instruments. So cool. Anyway, hey JoJo, hope you're okay. So that's a little preview there of the song Red and Blue. That's coming out this year. So welcome guys this afternoon to Queensville. Winning the matches on today. Matches are completely nuts today. So someone's playing today, I think they are. And it's been this week's has been crazy. So I've been doing the garden this afternoon. We're gonna go get a new lawnmower from B&M's and basically went to do the garden this afternoon, and the garden is now sorted, and that's why I'm still a mess. So I'm not presentable today. So anyways, guys, it's Saturday. It's Queensville. It is going to be us today. Whoever's on today, stay on and talk to us live. And I've got to wash my hands again and stuff as well. I need to go and get some juice first before I start. And then we've got a lot of stuff to tell you guys. A lot of stuff to tell you tonight. So please stay tuned. I'm just going to go get some juice, and then we will begin. As we have our juice today. That's what I'm drinking today. It's apple blackcurrant squash. I will eat some more of that actually later on in the week. We will do 2 minutes. Yes, they are definitely. Yes. You're my friend, Devin. You're my friend. Oh my god. Let's see. I was going to get rid of the beast first. I still see my princess. Can't wait for cuddles. Yeah. She's fine. She's been running today. Haven't you? Yes. So, yes. JoJo says hi to you. Yes. You'll see her soon. Right. I wasn't prepared to do this live stream today, but saying that, I don't care. I just want to rest. Yes, so yes, she's here. Yes, she's here. She won't be leaving for a while, which is one thing. But yeah, she'll be waiting for kisses and cuddles when you come. She's looking promising. So anyway, basically yesterday, if you guys were wondering where I was this week, I did do a lot of streaming this week. The last stream I did was on Tuesday. But yesterday was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I must have seen probably about 10 people came yesterday to our meeting yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic. A lot of people came. Really good stuff that came out of the meeting yesterday. Very impressed with everybody, especially with JoJo yesterday. It was just fabulous. Which is how nearly ready to do her you know what now, guys, because yes, it is coming out soon. Yes, this thing is out soon. We are just waiting a few more weeks now to start. We start doing this now. We are 2 weeks away. Oh my god, it is 2 weeks away. Can't believe it, 2 weeks away. Jordan seems good. Jordan was really good. Jordan was from the band Native. He came yesterday. He is coming back to see us. He's actually going to be here on Tuesday, I think, actually. He's really, really good. No, didn't. Yeah, he was really good. Nice guy, really nice guy. Could be working with him in the next couple of weeks. He's got a lot of good ideas, a lot of good music ideas, and very interesting stuff. Really good guy. Very busy little guy, very busy guy, because he comes all the way from Gateshead. But he's amazing. Really a lot of ideas. Right, so anyway, we're going to tell you a few things first. What's going to happen? Me and Jade, and actually everybody, we've actually decided to start selling these for £1 skins for phones. That's going to be produced. Mac's going to do them, which is wonderful. He's going to actually do these for us for absolutely nothing. He's going to design a restitched one. Jade wants a restitched one. JoJo wants this one. I've already done this one. This one was just a rough one, but we're going to actually sell these for £1 on the website. So you can buy them for £1. All you got to do is we'll give you a link to it, and then basically you guys can download it and put it on your phone and you do it as well. We have got a ringtone already being sorted out for this, which I haven't played, which I will play you now. The ringtone that we've got in mind for this is kind of good. The version that we didn't use for her album, it's in here actually. This is the ringtone we want to use for the purposes of we want to use this ringtone basically for this, which I think does work. Makes sense, I suppose. And it's basically, it does work. It does work. Our ringtone sounds amazing on here. Especially when you get a phone call, it's like, oh my god, my phone's going. So that's actually that was actually something we're going to put at the very end of the album. That we're going to put that as a segue into Bring Your Daughter to Slaughter, and that at the end as it closes the book, and it ends the whole pastiche thing of how dead inside it is. And we have just had yesterday was just so brilliant. As soon as you left yesterday, the meeting continued for over an hour. Really, honestly, everybody came in. So many ideas came around and stuff. Everybody gelled very well with each other. Everybody added everybody else. Good. We've got a song already confirmed for Jade to do, which is one of Jordan's original songs that he wants to. We've actually persuaded him to give me the backing track for, and it sounds really good. And we've also had, we just had a lot of ideas yesterday. It was so good. It's a shame we couldn't have crammed everything in on the day, but we're having a merchandise campaign already sorted out for JoJo's side of stuff. We're doing a Dead Inside, massive Dead Inside campaign. We're starting to do t-shirts. We're going to start doing tote bags. We're going to start doing, we're going to basically start doing design all these. With help from Mac, who's going to help us out with that actually, which is cool. But JoJo's got a lot of ideas for what she wants to do with her merchandise campaign. We don't just want to do like tote bags and t-shirts. We want to do some other stuff, like we want jewelry stuff. We want to do like really good stuff that would really be wonderful for what we're going to do for Dead Inside merch. Even also, Jade has also thought about doing her restitched merch as well, which we are really looking forward to do. A lot of hard work though, a lot of hard work to do with that as well. But yes, everything's on schedule, everything is perfect, everything couldn't be better. Everything is just fucking sorted out. And she's only going to come on a Wednesday, which is me doing the day she can come up, and she's going to start recording Dead Inside in one day, because you can just stream it through one day to sing all songs, which is just cool. We've also sorted out Eye to Eye as well. We did the song Eye to Eye just a couple of days ago, and we actually think that this was cool. The only thing about it is we might have to go back in and redo it because it sounds like it needs to be finished off. But saying that, I'll play it to you in a second and let you hear it. Gaming Heads here. Hello, Gamer Man. How are you? I'll get the Queen stuff in a minute. We're just doing some ST stuff first. But we, yeah, we did a third version of this song, Eye to Eye, which was written originally for her second one. Even we've also finally done the lyrics to Release Me. Thank God that was done. I'm just trying to find out where this thing is. Where is it? Yeah, this is the third version of Eye to Eye. This is a version that is on the album. This is a version that's on it when it plays. Still all over the place, but you get the idea anyway from what it's worth anyway from it. Anyway, right, so that's all that's sorted out, guys. As I said, we've got we've just got a lot of things happening in the next 2 weeks' time. She is back. She's hidden here, finally getting the recorded, guys. Finally getting it sorted out. It's cool. Anyway, let's have a general chat tonight. Let's have a general chat this afternoon. We're here till about probably 5:30 today. So I'm going to chat with you guys for a while. I've got a lot of things to tell you guys. Got a lot of updates to tell you previously from recent things happening. I've had some. We had some. I had an email. From Frontiers Records. Would you believe? I did. Oh man. Well, after so long, waiting for a response back from Frontiers Records. It's taken nearly over quite a few months. We were trying to get back in touch with them. We unfortunately they weren't very happy. The material that they liked it. Unfortunately, it was not what the material that we submitted was not right for the label, which was kind of a bit of a disappointment. And this was actually from Francesca at Frontiers, who is now took over the area now. Well, we know they just said that it's really good stuff, but unfortunately that's not what we're really looking for in the label side of it, and I totally think that's absolutely right. So yeah, it's just showing just Frontiers didn't want to work with us, but then again, we're going to keep trying. We'll find a label who actually will distribute our stuff out, which would be good. On the way to get my copy of the traveling single of New Horizons. Oh, Brian's new song. Brian's new song's, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. But it's decent anyway from it. I also just heard that apparently Brian had done a song with, is it Avenged Sevenfold? He's done it with some band. He's done a song with one of the metal guys. There's a solo guitarist thing on it. I didn't know about that. No, did anybody else know about that? Somebody must have kept secret away from the thing of it. But he's been guest guitarist on one of the songs from one band. Today's record store date, and they'll only sell it today. Oh crap. We had some questions relating to this album coming out. One of the questions that we had that had been very interesting was, will there be a vinyl copy of it? Will there be a vinyl copy available on her album? The answer is no, because what happened was we were with Digger's Factory for last year, and we tried to get out Jade's album on vinyl. Unfortunately, Digger's Factory, it's not very good because it costs more. You've got to pay your way to do it. I mean, we had been thinking about producing stuff on vinyl before for some of our artists, and it would have worked out brilliant. But it seems in America it's becoming to be cheaper in America to produce it than actually doing it overseas. And from the main perspective of what I would have loved to have done was put it on vinyl, which would have been lovely. But that's the thing about it now, it's becoming to be very expensive. But saying that, if you find out that you want to do it over in America, it is cheaper to do it in America. And there's all Warner Brothers in America, they are freaking amazing. You've got a new vinyl company had started up, expensive, and they apparently are in Germany. And there was also another company that would produce the Third Man Records. Also was another distribution company that would have done it for us. But every time I keep looking around on these many things about the vinyl things, it's getting really thinking about it. But one saving grace might come up in very handy for me actually. That B&M stores in Tempo, they might be the next on the list. At the moment, it's becoming to be a target of it. But I think Master Disc in the States is becoming to be cheaper to do it. But in Temple might do it because we really want to get this sold in the shops if possible. Because we want to try and work with another label if possible to see if someone would be interested in releasing this. I mean, apart from the fact we're going to release it ourselves first, but we are in high demand now for this album to get out, and it's going to be a great success than I've ever expected in my whole life. I mean, we had a great success with Jade stuff. Now we're having a great success with this bloody Dead Inside. It's just taken off so well. And yesterday, I could have just thanked everybody yesterday for so many great creative ideas. And JoJo was straight on. She was spot on yesterday. Bloody spot on, she was. And she's just got a lot of ideas what she wants to do. She also wants to do the Metallica album that we are currently trying to sort out. We're just hoping we don't get anything wrong with that, because we really need to be careful with that album. But we will be getting that sorted out. And then we've got the second album of hers coming out this year as well. We're spending like 2 weeks at least. We're going to spend like 2 days in 2 weeks to actually start recording Dead Inside in one day. Then we're going to start doing her next one the previous week, which will be Your Scars. And that will be out. And we're actually going to think about releasing 4 songs from this Dead Inside thing, because I've realised something that really did work. If you release 4 songs off an album properly, it works. It works. Because I looked at something through this Discogs thing happening, and I realised that a lot of songs got played on radio, and they get the awareness to what it is. So I have a lot of things next week. It's going to be challenging indeed, very challenging. Jade was there yesterday. Jade says she's very well, but we are currently just stopping things at the moment because we just basically had to push her album more 2 months, because it's just that we're just having a problem at the moment, but we're getting it resolved. I don't know. Gaming Head. Oh, Planet Mixer's here, but I hate Planet Mixer. Sorry. I know you won before. I don't get why it's so many record stores sell bootlegs. I mean, they don't have to don't they have to consider legal consequences? Well, it's very weird because the label that I was mentioning before, In Tempo, they did a release of Madonna and Prince and Guns N' Roses. Now, where they got these from, I don't know where they got these recordings from. Apparently, these are legit recordings, but they're just bootlegs. But it's unusual how they got the rights to those, because they don't. Geffen would not have even allowed it to be out. But it's apparently from the '87 gig that was never ever out, and it must be from some source. And In Tempo decides to bring everything up from the catalogue stuff. But they can only bring out certain things that we're allowed to bring out, which is only certain ones they can do. No one will understand my portrayal to Pink Floyd's song "Take It Back" after playing it. After I found her on Facebook to discover she's in a relationship 10 years ago was also my favourite track by them. Pink Floyd is still king. Pink Floyd's last album was amazing. Pink Floyd's last album was really, 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 really good. And I think they're now thinking about bringing out another album this year. I know that Dave Gilmour wants to release a solo album again, but I don't know whether he is still wanting to progress with that style again. But he watched a documentary last year that he brought 2 years ago with him about the way he said he was doing it all, like the making of his album and everything else. And it was an amazing documentary. It was really good. Now the Yentub decided to actually back it up. Alan Yentub was one of the best ever people to work for the BBC. Michael Lego was the first one, obviously, and then after that was a Yentub business. Because Yentub did an amazing job with the BBC, because he wanted to make sure the BBC was back on track with it all. I won't be on long, mate. I've only got 30 minutes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, anyway, so everything else going on? Yes, lots more things going on. Channel 4. Channel 4 has got back to me. Channel 4 got back to me. They did. So this is. Oh, I have to change the train soon, so I will leave soon. Oh, you're actually down then. Ah, that's where you are. That's absolutely fine. Channel 4 got back to me about the programme. They have investigated into this song, and yes, it is being used. They have moved it over to their production company. They're going to look into it, and they might be getting back to me about that soon. If it's happening, that's great. If it isn't, well, that's fair enough. You do look a bit like Dave Gilmour, do I? My name's Cruz, making me sing, and David Gilmour's first album, I think, is really brilliant. In fact, it's bizarre how we're talking about this, because we did the song when me and Mac did the song. When I did the song "Sudden Change of Heart," which is an amazing track, he did it very like David Gilmour, and it was whoa, and it sounds amazing, and but we don't know what to release yet. But I know for a fact I have done an edit of Fallen that we are bringing out, and it's the edit that we delivered to her first. and she loves it. She said that was just smashing. That was spot on. And I said we didn't want to put like the bits on the song. We wanted to make an edit of it that we would bring it down. So that's the edit we've done. We've done the edit version of Fallen. We finally did it, and it sounds really good. We took the guitars off though in this version because we didn't want to put the guitars on. We just wanted to make it nice and bland. For the version that we did on Alex's album, we'll never get to hear that. No, we're not. We can't. We're not allowed to bring that out because it's just a decision that all of us had to abide by, and we're not releasing that version ever, ever, ever. Imagine getting money from Channel 4 as an excuse. I'd like to get Channel 4 money. I would like to, because the song that they've used is my song, and they just wanted to nick my thing. You know, because I actually own it. Because that's a song that I wrote myself, and I actually did it all myself. So, you know, and it's no other consequence to say, yeah, it's yours and everything else. It's just fine. It's like yesterday when I was speaking to Jade, when I had actually said to her that we don't own any of the stitch work. It's just really, it's actually owned by Apollo, because Apollo owns the Apollo, the label that the studio that Max set up was Apollo Recording Production and thingies, and he basically we just decided he'd have all the access to the tracks and leave it to him, because it's basically, this wasn't a project by them too, really, to be honest. It was just an idea that we did. So yeah. I mean, as for other things I've released for singles, we are definitely bringing out The Pain, and we also might be bringing out Judas as well. Those 2 tracks for the album, because they sound great. And they will also be available to try and get radio play on Spark FM, which I'm getting back to them hopefully tomorrow. You know, hopefully we will. Let's see how that goes anyway. Keep you guys updated on that as well. Nearly finished Tue Nights. Only 3 chapters to go. Lost my guns when Lara took a rest in the boat. Did she? Well, I have been playing the game The Room. I have been playing The Room 3 on my phone. Yeah, I just love the game so much. I just really love the game. It's just brilliant. And I started to play the I did a 3rd one. I have done the 4th one. I did play the 4th one originally, but I need to get the 4th one downloaded again. But I started playing the 3rd one, and it seems like I'm nearly finished it now. It's too short, but it's good. And I've also been playing. I've been playing a lot of games recently on my phone. Yeah, I said I'd get back to my games. I'd like to get back to playing Dungeons and Dragons on the PC, but it's just not. It's just something that I'd like to play. Right. By the way, guys, just to let you know, I came on very first before I mentioned this. We're going to be starting to sell skins now for albums of Dead Inside and Restitched, and the Restitched artwork that we saw yesterday. Yeah, you are gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's brilliant. And we've got a couple of more things to we've got a couple more things in the pipeline that are just becoming to be very good things, and we have a lot of things coming out in the next month. We have a lot of things coming out next month, and I am really excited for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be brilliant. So we're happy. We are happy. Just 2 weeks left, and we finally get her in, and then we finally get this thing out at the end. I think we're bringing it out in the end of May for this, and we're having a massive launch party as well, which I can't wait to do. And it's going to be cool, and it's going to be fine. Alright guys, I'm just going to sort my camera out a minute. My camera is going absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why. It's just going silly. There we are. It's going mad. It's Queensville Live this afternoon, guys. Just here for about an hour and a half. Just talk to you guys this afternoon. So I'd really recap what I've just said before. Had a great meeting yesterday. JoJo's been on today. She's excited to get her album finally out and recorded. She's got all of her days sorted out now, which is bringing her in, which is brilliant. And we are so excited to get this out. Can't wait. We also have a ringtone available as well for Dead Inside on here. Dead Inside the book is the official ringtone, but the version that you're going to get on the ringtone version is the version which is the version that you're going to get. The version, it will be a sort of like the ending, closing of the chapter, opening and closing of the chapter, which sounds really good. So a lot of things happening as well. We also just submitted another song to JoJo yesterday by Janie Tracy. It's called Sing Your Own Song, and I like it. I really like it. It's very different, very bluesy, but well worth for her voice to sing it. And I think I want to put the second album of hers anyway, which I kind of was thinking about the other day. Is it just me, or is Pain So Close to Pleasure sound like a song? Like a song to a whole to finish? That's a really good question. The song's basically based around the Tamla Motown feel of the song from John Deacon, and he had a great mind of music going on and stuff, you know, amazing stuff. It was originally, I think, the plan of that song was half in production, and the extended version when it came out was only available in the USA because they didn't want to bring it out in the UK because you would have to be careful what they were doing. They didn't want a popular song of John's to be noticeable in the UK. It's just because it had to be something for the US side of it. Like the US got Prince's Universe, we got Kind of Magic. We should have got Prince's Universe released. But yeah, it sounds like it's unfinished. It's kind of like it's like Mercury's voice just sounds really high, and it does work pretty well for the song. So really, yeah. And he's, as I said before, his idea is kind of just working out really well from it and stuff. So, you know, Mercury wrote some bloody good songs. I mean, he did some great hits, and everything else was cool. Probably the only one that I don't like. The only bad thing about one of the videos that I really don't like is It's a Hard Life, and that's the one they should never have filmed. I like the song. The video doesn't do anything for instance for it. Because actually, if you think about it, It's a Hard Life. It's a continuation from Bohemian Rhapsody. It is. Should a Prophet song should a Prophet song be a B-side to Bohemian Rhapsody? I don't think they could do that. The Prophet song, it's a little bit too complicated to do. For an edit, it would be awful. For a proper edit of it, that would be a very difficult choice. No, it wouldn't have worked for that. They should have just stuck to that, just the plan they were going to release. Saying that though, I mean, if you listen to it now, the Prophet's song, you could have started it from People of the Earth, and then you would have to fade it out from the thing. But no, it wouldn't be a B-side. I don't think it should be a B-side. That you would have to cut all that section out, and you'd have to cut all the. I'm just actually picturing my brain actually now. You would have to cut a little bit of the delay of the vocals of that song. It's actually something I would love to do with JoJo one day. I'd love to do a song with her that would have delay left, delay right, and have a vocal thing on it. I mean, there's a track that we're starting to do at the minute called I can't remember what it's called now. It's a tribute song for her brother. And we started to demo it last year, and I actually think that might be a good idea to do some great vocals on that song. And it's an 8-minute song. It's pretty long, and she's heard it, and it sounds just amazing. I can't wait till she gets that voice in here. Can't wait. It's going to be a great success. But that'll be the last one she's probably going to record while she gets has a moment, and everything else is just really, that is great. Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah, it still is the best song ever written in the world. JoJo actually did perform Bohemian Rhapsody live at Riley's, for real. I can't believe she pulled it off. And I think if we can get a chance, we could probably do a version of it. You might. And I'd love to hear her sing that. I'd love to hear her sing that. That would be great. And she's actually, it's weird speaking to her yesterday when I said, "How's the voice doing?" I says, "The voice is getting there." I says, "I'm just managing to get my high ranges back." She was actually singing yesterday, which was really interesting. She was singing to Panic at the Disco yesterday, and she's starting to get her voice back in training and stuff, and she sounds absolutely brilliant. So I'm really happy. I'm very happy she's actually got a lot of time now to really focus on her things and stuff. We technically got a new track in 2011 called Queen called Feelings. I don't care if it sounds rushed or finished or not finished. The take that they didn't issue, which they should have issued, should have been take 2. We got take 3. Take 2 was better because take 2 was more. Thinking of it, it was just that Feelings would have worked out well, but at the version they did on the version that they did on the CD was shit. They should have stuck with the first. This original version they did of it was really good, but why they had to use the third take for that was like, why? You can't be able to do it. Oh, but want to hear Mercury shouting singing up higher than the heavens he can get. Oh, take 10 is it? Is it? So many takes to that song. But they just couldn't get it right, though. It was just because it was one of those ones where it was just written quickly, and it was just like, well, is it going to make the album? Is it not? And they're thinking, no, we're not going to do that. So it's cool. Yeah, I know that. I know it's take 10 on the CD, but I think they just did it really bad. Beating you for it. Even if you can remember the BBC session of "See What a Fool I've Been," this stupid idea they did with this thing. They just like took 5 versions mixed together and remixed it with. They just basically remixed it with 5 different versions of the song from the BBC session. So you would have one part of it because I could tell it identically what they did, how they chopped up the stuff in it, and they said, well, they've just used 1 verse, then 2, then 3, 4, then 5, and 6, and it was like mismatched together of a remix that you were doing for it. Yeah. And at the time, they actually only had, that was the only song they could only use in the BBC sessions before it was out, the BBC sessions, which I don't really recommend to get the BBC sessions. They are, from my point of view, not complete. It isn't complete. No. It's a waste of time. Just nothing, no other songs that kind of really don't work well for it. But, I mean, the band was trying the best and everything, but from my point of view, there's not enough material and that BBC sessions is shit. Don't bother with it. Get the vinyl version of it, but don't get the CD version. The CD version is shit. The cover art was crap. The BBC obviously had control over everything because they had to put it in their own way. Then why use a SoundCloud kind of font for it and SoundCloud logo when I could have used the band on it? Oh no, you can't use the band on the front because we're exploiting it too much. The band doesn't need to be exploited this way. We at the BBC have to make sure we actually have control of this thing. And then after that say, Universal, just make sure, can you please take off the Freddie Mercury and Queen? Really? Really? My point of view, the BBC used to at the time like things. Now I don't. As far as I'm concerned, BBC can suck my arse. I don't care. So yeah, I can't be bothered. I just hope when the BBC decides to do things that they want to do, it's kind of like, you know, give it the moments that they have to where it is. Queen's song, what? Queen's song shit is it's a B-side from 1991. Which one? Lost Opportunity. Oh, Lost Opportunity. Lost Opportunity. Do you know what? That should have just been on a Brian album. That's not one of Queen's best B-sides. It was just for Brian. I think it was actually originally, if I can remember, it was written for Brian's solo album. It wasn't written for Innuendo. It's not a Queen song. It's a Brian song. It's not a Queen song because Freddie isn't on that song anyway. And I think that at the time, I think that's when Freddie is not at the studio. That's when he's like not well. He's not well enough to continue because that's after all the songs were finished. Brian just went in and did one more song and then thought, right, let's do this last one, guys, and that's it. But not let Freddie sing this one as well. But Lost Opportunity is actually a solo song from Brian May, and I think the reason why they were issuing that one, and this is a good story, that the reason was Bar of the Light was coming out, was kind of coming out, considered to be coming out after this was over, and then he had that left over from the Bar of the Light sessions, but they just thought that it wasn't well enough to put like Freddie Roger on the drums, and you know what I mean. That's why it was kind of like not a Queen song, but it was kind of like a Brian song, but would not work for a Queen album. So I understand that, actually. I do understand now why it was. I prefer Hijack My Heart. Everybody likes I don't know why everybody likes Hijack My Heart as a B-side. Everybody likes that song from one of Roger's good songs. But I'm very glad that it wasn't on the Miracle album because it would have ruined it so well. Because if Was It All Worth It was never ever written and recorded, well, that would have been on it. Because Was It All Worth It is so bloody fantastic. I really think from my point of view, right, from the Miracle album, when it came out in '89, that album had been a phenomenal success. It was a great. I think it was one of Queen's really amazing albums to ever bring out. I mean, yeah, I mean, hang on in there and all that stuff, and Chinese Torture. I mean, Chinese Torture is just like a basic guitar work of Brian, which is just basically just messing around. As for Hang On In There, you know, the kind of is one of the defining moments of Queen live in the studio, to be honest. It's quite a long song, but you know, I had to write a new part for it based on a Jimmy Page riff, which you can tell from the guitars, because that's actually a Jimmy Page kind of sounding kind of song to it, and it's really good. I also like Stealing as well. Stealing is really good. I've actually heard the full 12-minute version of that song, and it is really amazing. I actually did that live in the studio. The edit was bad. I mean, the edited version of the song wasn't the best. The 12-minute long, whoa, incredible, absolutely incredible. So very, very glad that there's a lot more. I mean, there is loads more Queen stuff up there that we're still waiting to hear from him. The stuff in the vaults that we're trying to hear, and they're just being very picky about when it's best to release stuff and everything else. I mean, like, see, our point of view is when we have an idea, when we had this plan. What we did for JoJo's part was we decided that in November we decided that we had a big meeting that day, and we decided all of us decided as a group to let JoJo come in May to start recording Dead Inside, because last year was a complete nightmare for everybody, and it was just that was one of the worst years. I think everybody really had a bad year last year. It was the worst year. This year's become to be more popular this year. We're having a good year this year, actually. But last year was just terrible. And we decided, look, let's just clear the air. Let's just get all this out on the table. Let's now just get a plan of action and start with it. And then we start on her plan of action this year, obviously, which is going to be great. There's a lot of work we've got to do with her, obviously, but she's getting very excited to get this album out finally. The best thing about it is she can actually travel. The best thing about it is she's going to come with Nathan on the day and bring the rock stars in, chocolate, anything, keep her energies up a little bit, and we'll be going full flow on it. And Nathan's just going to basically just be here and just chill out, you know. I don't have to do any. He doesn't have to do any work with it, so he's really, really good. But he gets to see me also working, you know, producing this one anyway, which has been a long, long time to do. But it's but finally getting there now. It's sounding good. How many tracks are on Dead Inside? Good question. At the moment, this is becoming to be a big album. This one, we've got 3 extra tracks that we were. I've been sort of messing about with the bonus tracks, obviously, like the songs with Garnlight, which she's recording that version of it, and then we're doing a alternative version of Mabba's Days, which is not going to be the version that I thought we were supposed to issue. For some reason, we are. And then we've got another song that I'm toying around two ideas that might work, because this is a pretty big project. Originally, the album is 10 tracks, but we've actually gave it 12 now, because we did put a lot of time to write these other ones on it. She's still got a lot of ideas in her mind what she wants to do. We were basically try to make this a 10-track album, but we thought, no, fuck it, we'll do 12. The second album's going to be even longer, because we've got 3 bonus tracks, and the second album's going to be really good, which we started to sorting it all out soon, which is good. And like I say, Your Scars, she wants to record in the second week of it, because 5 hours is pretty long. It's a long day. We can get them all done in 5 hours, would be fine. But yeah, there's a lot of hard work we've got to do with it. But yeah, the second half of The Miracle sounds the end of an era to 80s Queen. It is true. It is true. And that was the best way that they could express themselves, because after the Barcelona thing happened with Montserrat Caballé, and then Polydor decided to sign him up for that album, which is a ruin to it. But the only reason why he was signed to Polydor was because Montserrat was signed on that label. She couldn't get out the deal, and that's why they had to do a classical feel on there. Polydor had to do a classical album away from it. And actually, I was speaking to someone about it on was it Gaming Head? I spoke to him on the Skype call, and he said, and he was actually right. What he said to me was, it should have been on the Barcelona album. And I said, well, do you know that it was actually supposed to be on the Barcelona album? I said, yes, it was, but because it was a Freddie Mercury Montserrat Caballé classical album, it was better they didn't put it on, because it would not have worked for this album anyway. Then it was considered to be on that album, but they said, no, we can't put a solo song that is just released to those guys. It just wouldn't work. Fair enough, they all produced it, but they didn't want to have anything wrong with it, and they said, nope. And that's why there's only like 9 tracks on the album, and there's. But yeah, I think this has got 14 tracks in it, 3 bonus tracks, so 17. It's a pretty long album because we're doing some alternative versions of songs and stuff on the mixes and everything. And that's what I like. That's what I like to do with stuff. You see, I always like to go back into the tracks and go, how can we make this different? How can we make it more better for it? The version of the Garden Light that Alex did is actually going to be it's going to be the version that Mac mixed originally. But yeah, it's going to be good. We've also got an amazing duet song called End of the Line as well, and it's actually been written about finding your right path to the way of how music should be, and in fact it's true, because it's a song that kind of represents what's happening in the world of the music side today, and nothing gets punched out. So when you hear that song out by Jade and JoJo, I wrote it for those two guys, and the song that we're bringing out is very, very clever. Listen to the lyrics of it. You might like the song. We did it like a Jim Steinman sort of like Meatloaf kind of song for it. We're gonna put guitars in that song, obviously, for it is, but it sounds really good. But it's really amazing. But yeah, but we got to go back into. I've got to go back into her album on Monday, because I've got to start doing the finishing of Fire the Flames. I have to finish that off. I have to do. That's what I got to do. Touch-ups on Deep Inside. And I've got a lot to sort out next week. Next week's going to be kind of busy day for me. But Nathan and JoJo won't be here until the week after. And they're here on Wednesday when are they here? They're here the Wednesday after. So not next week, not the week after. But it will be the week on the 30th. So it'll be the 1st of May. 1st of May is something after the Easter holidays, because Easter holidays come up this week. And actually that reminds me about Easter holidays. As from next weekend, there is no Queensville next weekend. There's only Tuesday. I'm doing the live stream on Tuesday, but no Queensville on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because I got 4 days off. And by the time we're going to have one as well. In saying that though, the animal will be Devon will be going out a lot as well, because we go to the beach recently as well, which has been really good. So I'm pretty busy next week. So I only got like a few days, Monday to Thursday. Thursday night we're going up for a meal with the guys, because we're going a night out next week with a meal and everything else. So I've got to save money for that as well. Got to save money for that, and basically yes. So that's all sorted out. And it's good. It's good. So yeah. So I'm going to go for a night out next week. I'll probably not be staying up late. I probably might have to come back a bit early, because you know we're staying up to like, I was supposed to set up 1 o'clock at night, but I thought nah, it's too late, and I might as well just go about 11. So yeah, but it's but yeah, apart from that, everything else is great. Everything else is cool. So everything's good. Everything is wonderful. It's away. I also got a thing for Jade today as well. I got her. I rang her up today and I said, "Listen, you'll not believe what I found in the charity shop for 50 pence." And he says, "What you found?" I says, "Bing." I says, "What?" I says, "You know the TV show that he likes, Bing." I says, "Yeah." I says, "It talks." I says, "Oh, you found it?" He says, "No, I found with him." I says, 50 pence. I says, "Oh, get it for him." So that's for him for his Easter. Yeah. Yeah, I know Easter's due this weekend. I've got to get some Easter eggs as well, because I was supposed to go and get Easter eggs yesterday, but I was just like kind of tired, and I was like, no, I was shy yesterday. So I had curry yesterday. I had no work on me, to be honest. Dropped all my stuff off. The computer was off all day. didn't even bother switching it on. I just went to bed and was relaxed and went, oh, then I'm going to bed for a bit. And then she's got out a bit later on. But yeah, it's fine. But yeah, but I've been doing the garden today. I've been doing the mowing today. I got a new lawnmower, flying lawnmower. Wow, that thing is really good, really good. And we got like a strimmer as well. Got to trim the sides and everything else, but that's not going to take too long. Caught a bit of sun today as well, which is good. The sun's trying to back out, obviously. So yeah. But yeah, I know it's Saturday. Saturday's a day where we all basically do watch the football. But yeah, it's just coming here this afternoon, and everything else is just cool. I just want to quickly mention the Queen's Day thing is still going ahead. We still haven't looked for prizes as such. We've got a lot of prizes that Gaming Head's going to order, but we haven't. We still haven't looked for any decent ones yet. But which has become handy for me now because I've got to put an order in for JoJo. We'll have to wait probably till next fortnight because I cannot afford it actually, to be honest, this time. So because I just didn't realise that I had so much to pay out yesterday, and it was like, oh my god, I was like, and I was like, thank you, shit. So I'll wait next fortnight, it'll be fine. So that'll be fine. But I'll be able to order it. I won't be able to order it this week because of the bank holiday weekend. But we'll have to wait till the week after, and then we'll sort it the week after, which is fine. So if you're watching this back, yes, I have to order your stuff the week after, love. Unfortunately, it's just the way things are. But that'll be fine, I suppose. It's not too bad. And even some people's benefits get paid early as well, which is, obviously, I've talked about the job centre thing last week. You know, I think the job centre thing was just a complete other nightmare. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's just all the same. Oh, yeah, other things going on. Is anybody else still here or not? Nobody else? No. Okay. I'll carry on. I'll carry on for a bit. Anyway, I was also on to I have a contact called Gavin. Gavin's a really good guy, and he was. I rang him up this week, and I just wanted because we always let you talk about how we can project the business and everything else going on. And I told him about the place I went to, that Pulse place. It was brilliant. It was really good. I had a great time down that Pulse thing. It was very informative and really challenging and very exciting stuff. So this is why it brings me on to this thing here. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, getting more inspiration for doing more Angry Penguin videos, which is coming up pretty quick. And I'm trying to kind of spread up my Easter weekend to film the Angry Penguin videos in one day. And I am part 2 of that worst bands thing is still going to go ahead. And I think this one's going to be the Shreds one. I think we're going to do this time. I think this will be good. Then I'll move on to another Angry Penguin thing that has just come up for me this week. Cable TV networks. Well, why has it got to do with Angry Penguin for some reason? Well, this is actually a very good thing. This is not going to be a bad thing. This is going to be a good thing. What I recently did just on Thursday, because Thursday I was busy doing some work here. On Thursday, I'm an avid massive fan of cable TV networks. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, right? We in the 90s, we had, well, actually, it started about 88, I think, 88, I think it started up. 1988, there was a cable company around Washington called Washington Cable TV. And I was obsessed with that so much when they were pumping out and feeding out free of charge cable. You would get like connected to a cable network, and they used to pump out a channel on channel 46. You would tune to that channel and you would see promos for their channel. You would see like live feeds like Sky One. you would have children's channel, and if you were very lucky indeed, at 5 o'clock it would just turn them over to Sky One. But if you're very lucky, in some days it would actually give you an extra hour's worth of free, a free couple of hours watching the Family Channel that used to broadcast on there. And Sky had just started bringing us up some stuff, and it cost like £1. I think it was £1 a week. It was brilliant stuff. Anyway, and the whole point of when I started was to get involved with cable TV companies. Don't know why. Music company, bizarre. Because at the time that Washington TV just started up in the 90s, was becoming a big obsession with Sky TV, and everything else was getting things done. And they were getting, they were allowed to pump out a signal from the cable service in Washington to pump it through all over the networks of Washington areas. And still to this day, that place is still existent, which I'm very surprised it is. What I've been trying to track down is, because VHS tapes are my whole thing, I've been trying to track down anything of any existence of Washington cable television, and just to find out if they have their promo videos still, because that would be an amazing thing to find on YouTube. I told them that, I've put us in a whole letter and say, I would like to find out if you guys still have your VHS tapes, your promo VHS tapes, even the opening to your first night you ever had on watching cable TV. And so, if they have still got it in their vaults and still have the videos from the promos that he did, it would be excellent to show it on YouTube, because the cable company was, when they produced some great videos, they did a video of their weekend in Washington. They had a helicopter that went around the Washington area into the galleries. Then they had a video of somebody who filmed somebody filmed themselves in a, what was it? In a caravan, filming them and making things, and it was really brilliant. However the hell did that was fantastic. It was someone private thing of it. And the video also had a go-kart day as well, and the go-kart day was brilliant. It was really good. And then the other thing that they had was they had 5 promo videos. They had one from Sky Television. They had one from thingy. What's the matter with you? Do you want to go out? What's the matter? No, just bangs in. Off you go. Dave's been acting really funny for the past couple of days. He's been up and down, up and down. I don't know what's going on with it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to find out if the BT cable services in Washington still have got their existing VHS tapes of Washington cable TV. But if they do have it, it's going on YouTube, because it needs to be exploited that way. It's fantastic. They also used their logos. They used the ITC music on it as well, which is very clever. But they did like a digital version of it. They did like synthesizers on the thing. That was really, really good. And then I remember the very first day they went live, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My dad, I just said, Dad, I want to watch this now, because it's going to be live at 3 o'clock. They're live. I don't know whether it was from Constant House. It might be from Constant House. But their first ever live broadcast was the managing director of Washington Cable TV was nervous as hell, standing on that thing, and they did it live. All this was done live on their channel, and basically they had like the phones were going. They had live phone-ins as well. They had like it was like call some 0191 415 0604. That was the original telephone number. And then you would get a great afternoon of just cable television for free. You would, because it would be sort of like you would know certain things about which cable things are happening as well with it. And I remember one incident that happened live on the show. It was, we came at 10 to 8 live in 1990, and there was nothing on the television, and I switched it over just to watch, just see what was going to happen with it as well. They said, right, we'll watch this guide and see what's happening. They went back live to Constant House to do their feed, and it said, coming up now, we've got a video from the channel HVC, home video channel, and they were a really brilliant thing. It was just they were giving out VHS tapes of their own promos and stuff. And then, so basically, there was one mess up they did live on air. They were supposed to show a certain film at 8 o'clock, but what happened was, and the weird thing was, is that it says we're having problems trying to get this song and can't get it working and stuff. But they used to flip between both things, go to one in London, one to the other side, and it didn't. And that's the only thing that messed up on there. And they said, well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go live over to Sky Television instead. We'll go to Sky Movies, stick a movie on, put it on, and that was the best way to do it. And it showed you exactly how cable television was so good that day. And it's a shame that it got bought out by the cable television boxes. The boxes they used to have were really the old black ones that they had with the dial in it, and it just amazed you how they were. Whether you can still buy those boxes, I have no idea, because I haven't seen the boxes for over about 35 years, 45 years now. I've never seen them before. Whether you can still receive signals, you probably could, but a bit of a nightmare sorted out though, with the little cables and running through the house and everything else. But decent little box, but well worth it for the television stuff. But it was originally called Washington Cable. Then it was changed to Washington TV, because it was I think they had a deal with NRL or something like that. NRL bought them out, because after Washington TV was declined, BT took over it and said BT Cable Services, Washington BT Cable Services coming in, and then they changed it all over, and then Constant House closed down and got condemned. But saying that though, they're still going to this day, which I'm very surprised that the BT station still has got those antennas up there and the big stations up there as well. So I'd love to find out if they still have got them promo VHSs. If they have, that would be great. And then it would be say, you know, would you like us to send them to you? And I'd say, please do send them to me, because I would love to find out what you guys did on that day. It was fucking awesome. So whether someone's got in the possession of anything of those tapes, then please let me know, because I'd love to find out if anybody from Washington TV still has got them tapes. I would love to see them. Especially the one thing that I'm still, to this day, can still remember. There was one promo that they showed, and they used a tape of Washington TV, which was which must have been from a pretty old promo they did, and they filmed this thing, and they filmed this part in a house, direct to camera. And it was done live with a dude at the set and everything. He's got his remote control and he's doing this business. And it was, I think, in one sense, the acting was spot on. The ending of it just really got me a lot, and it's cool. I think that should be shown. That was brilliant. And trying to use an American accent, obviously, with some American accent, to use it in there. But yeah, it was good. They were really good days then. Cable TV was the rage. Sunderland never had anything like that ever. Washington was the only one we had, but Sunderland never had it. I don't know whether they had Weird TV. Might have had that, but no. The cable companies just then declined in all of it. And I can remember the biggest scam that ever happened ever in Washington as well. And this is true. This is true. Just before Washington TV had been sold over to, it had been sold over to one area, that's all right for me, where Washington TV was bought out in 1996. There would have been this hoo-ha happened around, and I don't know whether it happened by accident or by choice. The one, I think it was one cable or one network, complete scam that happened around here in Washington, in the whole Washington area. Complete scam. Everybody was trying to connect to the new service, which was the one channel, and complete as biggest scam ever happened. They did cable networks all over the Washington area. They were changing all the cable networks at the time. Apparently, when you got signed to the new service, you had to pay an extra £100 fee for God knows what. It took me 2 times to try and get it right. So what I did, the guy came back round and I said, "Can you explain why we're getting charged £100 for this?" And he said, "You shouldn't be getting that." And he says, "No." I'm thinking about, I'll just give him a ring and we'll find out what's going on. And they said apparently that the reason that we're charging £100 to this place is because it's not a license. You're not technically licensed to have this in. And I was thinking, oh, that's why. So that didn't work out. NRL was then bought. NRL came in. Then after that, I think it was part of BT Cable Services again, which we've always done for the whole time. But that's kind of interesting. But that's why I found out. Just wanted to find out if YouTube had any information about Washington Cable TV, and don't have anything about it. It's just nothing that I can even get to find out why they won't get anything live on there. So it's kind of, you know, as it is. Anyway, I think I'm going to call this a stream today. I'm going to call this now. Because I need to take out a certain animal that has to go for, you know what, anyway now and stuff. So guys, that's a short stream for me today. Be back with you guys Tuesday with another live stream of Queensville, and we're back to normal next week, 6:30 to 8:30 next week, which is going to be cool. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.